Parents, there is a student loan change starting today that you need to know about. You have to know about this if you have a child already in school, if you have a high school child preparing for school, or any child of yours that you plan on going to college. Listen to this video. Your Parent Plus loan will be capped at $20,000 a year and $65,000 total. Now, you may be wondering, how does that impact me? How does that impact my child that's going to college? If your child is going to school and that leftover balance after all scholarships, after all grants, exceeds $20,000, you're thinking to yourself, I will just borrow the money that my child needs so that they can go to school and be successful. So say, for instance, your child wanted to go to school and they have a remaining balance, and that remaining balance exceeds $20,000. Now, in typical times, you may say, okay, that's fine. I'll just take a Parent Plus loan out and I will cover my child's balance. That is no longer the case. Once you have reached $20,000, you will no longer be able to cover your child's remaining balance unless you come up with funds on your own or through another source. But the Parent Plus loan is capped at $20,000 a year and $65,000 per student. So you can't even get $20,000 a year, because by my math, that would be $80,000 over the course of a 4-year degree. But they're capping you at 65. So you need to start planning now for those changes that are being impacted today. The key with these changes is that you cannot wait until the tuition bill arrives. You need to start talking to the financial aid offices now. I am going to give you 3 practical ways to fill in the gap. And then I'm going to give you one last resort option. If you're like, hey, this is all I done tried everything else. I'm going to give you that last resort option. So make sure you watch the end of this video so that you can have all your options and that your child can go to school. The first way is to appeal for any additional institutional grants or scholarships. Some schools may have additional scholarships or funds available depending on the family's specific circumstance. So definitely contact the school first. That's number 1. Number 2 is to look for outside scholarships. That are scholarships that are not necessarily related to the school, but maybe to your child's other things, other hobbies, anything that they can apply for. Start now. So if your child is already heading to school, hey, you might feel like it's too late, but keep looking. If your child is in high school, you need to go ahead and start now. I don't care if they're in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, start them now. The third thing, y'all might not want to hear this, but consider starting at a lower cost school. Sometimes you can find a school that is lower cost than the one that you originally thought your child was going to go to. Or you can start at a community college and get transferred so that that gap in that finances gets filled somehow. They'll still be in college, but it's just another option for you all to try. Okay, so now I'm at my last resort option. Ooh, and when I say this is the last resort, y'all need to make this the last resort. But there is private student loan options available. Private loans are completely different from federal student loans, so definitely tread lightly. Interest rates, make sure you're looking up interest rates, make sure you're looking up terms, repayment terms, and things like that. But that is an option. But here's the thing. It still impacts people because you have to qualify for these things. Not everybody qualifies for these things. So definitely just look into your options and see what you can do. The biggest mistake that you can make is not hitting your $20,000 cap. It's thinking that you have time to figure it out. Saying that you will figure it out later is not going to work. The earlier you know that there is a gap, the earlier you can work on how you're going to fulfill that gap. This change will affect you if you are using Parent Plus loans. Nobody is exempt from this change. I have not been hearing people talk about it enough, so spread the word and follow me because we're going to be diving into more of these student loan changes.